with head coach Jason Valek. After the medal rounds in Sioux Falls, 3 guys get All-American, 2 7th places and an 8th place. We were just talking about 37 All-Americans in 12 years of this program, and a bright future ahead, but a great weekend here as well.
Yeah, good weekend. Brought 7 guys, 6 of which never been here before, 6 of which will return next year for us, and 3 All-Americans. Infuse that with a few kids that are really close and some transfers we have and some freshmen that have done the work. And, you don't really know what to expect till you've been here. So all of them have got their feet wet, so to speak, and it's part of the process that we've been working on the last couple of years after we had that big class of 10 All-Americans graduate 2 years ago. They took 2nd in the country at that time, that group of kids. But sometimes you got to rebuild a little bit, and we've been doing that, and we're close. And all these kids, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, will be back next year, along with some, like I said, some kids in the room. So weekend overall went pretty well. We won some matches, we lost some matches, but like you said, it wasn't built overnight, and we had to retool a little bit. And we got good leadership, and it was great to see Trung and Jordan get their first one. Young kids, Trung especially, because he was a walk-on for our team, and he's built himself into an All-American. So that's pretty neat to see. And then Huston, of course, he didn't have the weekend he wanted, but I think that'll be a good thing. Sometimes being humbled a little bit creates a little more hunger, and he's still got a couple seasons ahead of him to get a national title, and then Jordan does as well. So Jordan walked out of here 7th, and he can have a good year. Off the mat, needs to get a little bit stronger, and he could be back here a couple more times doing big things for us.
Talking about the toughness of this tournament, and guys who've placed in pretty much every tournament they've been in before. A lot of guys in the national rankings and Newberry guys getting knocked out earlier than they expected. Is Division II wrestling just getting tougher and tougher every year?
There's a lot of parity, man. A lot of parity. Right now, your Notre Dames, St. Clouds, and all those guys are front-loaded a good bit with really good senior leadership, guys that have been here, and they've built on that, and they'll reload, so to speak. But, when we first started up, we took the world by storm. It wasn't near as tough as it is now. It's brutal now. I think 3 #1 kids in the country didn't even All-American this weekend, so that speaks to it. You can just throw out the rankings when you get here. It's just a good fight, and we tell our kids that you got to get in a street fight. So we're closing the gap, and that's exciting, and that's a lot of optimism and momentum heading into the off season. I'm really excited to get back home. Relax for a couple weeks. Got to take 2 weeks off, and then make sure we're doing our classwork and having good character, and get back on the wrestling mats.
And then it's hard to look ahead, but we get a Southern tournament again next year with this loaded class that we've been talking about. Is that already a goal that some of the guys have in their head, is to have a big turnout and lots of scarlet and gray in Birmingham?
Sure, that's part of the process we talked about. Getting as many kids here to experience it as we could, and we got 7 out of our 10, so that's a good percentage. Left a couple kids at home that have placed in junior college, so they've seen the lights and stuff like that. But the focus in the process has been on Birmingham, and hopefully to get back to where we've been in the past and show up on the scene, get a trophy, maybe the big trophy, and that's always the goal. But the process it's working, and we're getting better. So.
Here with Houston Evans, Newberry College, 184-pound, 7th place in the nation, 2nd All-American status. What are you going to take from this tournament after fighting back through the back row and still earning All-American?
Well, it's definitely a learning experience for me. Last year, getting to the finals and not losing through the championship bracket, but losing first round here, something I had to overcome, fighting my way back and pushing through adversity, like I said before. But I learned that I need to work on some things during this off season, and we'll get to work immediately. So.
Coming into a loaded 184-pound bracket this year, when we looked at it, and next year you'll come back with a chance to become one of a very elite club at Newberry of 3-time All-Americans. Are you looking forward to that summer of work to bring back that 3rd All-American status next year?
Yeah, it's nothing new to me. Just fine-tune some things and stick to what's worked for me. I found success with my method, and I just need to work on a few things that I kind of fell short this year. But yeah, I'm excited, and I take it as a challenge, and I'm looking forward to it.
And then coming here as the only repeat qualifier out of a big group this year, 2 guys last year, 7 this year. What was it like to see the look on those young bucks' faces when they stepped into the arena for the first time? You've seen it before, but you're like the big brother to them.
Yeah, it was cool because it just reminded me of the feelings and emotions I had when I first got here, and you know, it's something that it's a once in a lifetime ordeal, and it's something you'll never forget. And it was fun seeing those guys experience it.
And then hopefully bringing a lot of those guys back next year to Birmingham. And it's going to be a good year of work ahead of us with a good group.
That's right. We got pretty much everybody coming back, and I'm excited. We're gonna be some hammers next year.
All right, now with Jordan Simpson, 7th place finisher in the nation at 133 pounds in his first trip to the national tournament. Not a great start today, but a great finish.
Yeah.
Especially coming in your sophomore year. How's it feel to be the 7th place in the nation?
It feels great. You know, I still got 2 years left. Winning that second match yesterday, getting All-American status, it basically took the weight of the world off my shoulders, because that was my goal this year, just to make it All-American. So today I really was able to go out there and wrestle my matches and let it all fly.
And then you and I talked about this in the tunnel before that 7th place match. Looking ahead a little bit, it's weird to think about that, but looking ahead to that home crowd next year coming in with that All-American status.
Yeah.
How is that going to feel when you get the home crowd behind you and have what these Midwesterners have had?
It's just awesome. It's awesome. That's it. No other way to describe it. It's great. You know, not just me, but every kid here that is All-American. I promise you, they work very hard for it. So you know, it's awesome.
And then a little bit about this trip in general to Sioux Falls. How's this whole thing been? You came into it with goals, but not necessarily expectations.
Yeah.
As an All-American.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. You know, to step on these the NCAA mats, and you get to see the NCAA banners hanging around. It's a whole different atmosphere, and I loved it. You know, it was a great experience for me.
All right, we're here with Trung Duong, 8th place finisher in the nation at 125 pounds. Not a perfect day, but All-American status. What are some things you're going to take from the national tournament, things you've learned to carry into next year?
Well, I'm just going to keep on doing what I've always done, and that's working hard and listening to what the coaches tell me to do. What Valek and LaHaye say, I take to heart, and I always try to do what they tell me to do. So,
how's your experience at the national championships for the first time? You've been as a spectator helping the team out, but actually being out on the mat, one of the first ones to wrestle in the entire tournament yesterday. What's that feeling, wrestling in front of a crowd like that?
the very first match was nerve-wracking, but after that, I think I adjusted pretty well.